folks, back at you today with some more mobility tips. And today we're talking about upper cross syndrome or forward shoulder. So what we're looking at with upper cross syndrome or that forward shoulder are people that usually have these desk jobs or tattoo artists or people that drive a lot. And nowadays you even see younger people that are just kind of here all day, right? Now, what this is typically extremely tight pectorals, particularly the pectoralis minor that attaches to the shoulder. When that thing shortens, it pulls the shoulder forward, right? We also get tight deltoids there, right? And then we get these kind of overactive traps, and then underactive or weak middle traps, rhomboid muscles, rotator cuff muscles, all this stuff back there, right? So let's get to it, open up a little bit, and fix it. So what I'm going to start out with for the pectoralis minor, maybe even the pectoralis major, I could even move on to the deltoid here, is a ball, right? Now this is a supernova. You can use a lacrosse ball, a softball, even a tennis ball. But what I'm going to do here is get it flat on the surface. So I've got the squat rack here. I'm going to put it in this kind of nook here where the pec kind of meets the deltoid. That doesn't mean that that's where you have to do it. You're going to have to kind of search and destroy. Okay, you're going to have to find spots that are tighter than others. I can feel right now that I got to go right about there. So I'm going to place that into the squat rack. I'm going to put my body weight into it. So this back leg is back. And remember when I told you last week, you just want to relax and breathe. You see these tissues, they're hyperneural. They've got a lot of nerve endings in them. If you're tense and you're trying to fight the pain, they're not going to relax, right? They're not going to release themselves over the ball, right? So then I'll move into a tactic called tack and floss. So I've already tacked it down. What I might do is just take it through range of motion gently. Thumb up, pinky down. I might do 15 to 20 of those, okay? And if I wanted to get the deltoid, I'd maybe even put my hand behind my back and roll around in there, okay? So from there I might go into more dynamic stretching, meaning I'm going to take it through ranges of motion as opposed to static stretching to where you just hold and stretch for 30 seconds like you learned in high school and isn't always the most effective. So for this dynamic pec stretch, I've got a heavy resistance band anchored to the top of my squat rack. I'm going to put the top of my wrist into it and then reach around to grab it. This creates another anchor, so I don't have to pull and create tension with my grip. I can just let the arm relax and allow the band to pull me. This is crucial for this stretch, okay? This is crucial for this exercise. Okay, so I'm gonna go palm up, and I call this the opera singer. The reason why is that I really open up. See, I've got, if I'm stretching my left pec, my left foot is in the back, I'm gonna open and step forward with my right hip and my right foot, right? Boom, and it looks like I'm singing opera, right? So, the fascial tissues that the pec has also shares the same fascial tissues with the deltoids, the shoulder girdle, and through the bicep and the tricep even. So I'm getting a lot out of this stretch. I'm getting a pec stretch, I'm opening up the pecs, the pec minor, getting the anterior deltoid opened up, and I'm getting a good stretch through the bicep here. See how I'm rotating here? And I'm not pulling, I'm not creating tension here. I'm relaxing, all right? The opera singer. Now, of course, there are many strategies to addressing this issue of upper cross or forward shoulder, but here's just one of the most basic ones, right? So you've got that tack and floss, you've got the opera singer stretch. Now I've got this heavy band anchored a little bit lower to my squat rack, and I'm gonna allow it to deliberately pull me into what that natural position would be if I had that issue, right? My shoulder blades are retracted, and instead of pulling with my arms, I'm just gonna pull with my shoulder blades down and back with my chest up, right? Now, the tendency for someone that has this issue is going to be up, right? And that's a trap hike, right? We don't need that. What I want is to put my shoulder blades into my back pockets, right? See, I'm not bending the elbows. It's all scapular control. You see, I know mobility isn't that cool. It's not going to get you huge and shredded or strong or whatever. The fact of the matter is that you want to do this for the rest of your life. And if you neglect movement quality and control, movement control, such as taking care of your mobility issues, you're not going to be able to do this for as long as you think. That being said, once a professional has assessed you and has recognized a particular issue, those corrective exercises are kind of just what you do now, and they're best performed daily, if not 2-3 times a day, just for a few minutes. However, you do have to do these frequently if you have particular issues. Those mobility exercises are just what you do now. As the late Charles Polkin said, strength is gained in the range it is trained. So if you have a range of motion issues such as not being able to raise your arm up over your head, or you can't get under the bar because your shoulders are so jacked up, you're not doing yourself any favors by neglecting corrective exercise and mobility to address these issues. You have to look at this like prehab or preventative exercise, not just corrective exercise and mobility or some sort of bullshit that you feel like you have to do because I'm telling you or anyone else. You don't have to turn into some yogi or anything like that. It's just self-care, right? Because at the end of the day, it's more than just resistance training and nutrition, right? We have to think full spectrum, and mobility and corrective exercise and movement quality is a huge part of that. You see, you might not be the biggest, strongest guy in the gym, and if you are, you're certainly not going to be forever. But you can be the guy that moves the best and without pain. And that's going to be absolutely crucial for your long-term success and your longevity and your quality of life and your lifespan to be able to perform these exercises without pain and injury, right? It's not just now. You're setting yourself up for the future here. All right, guys, I hope this helps. I'll be back at you next week with more morning mobility.